My name's Emily Floyd, and welcome to Coffee Break. This is a chance for me to bring you the conversations that are happening in my inbox, or really anything that I think might be important for you in your pediatric practice to know. Today, I want to talk about core values. This might seem kind of wishy-washy or like something that, when I have time, that would be nice to have, but right now I've got some real problems to solve. I'm here to convince you that core values are an absolute must-have for your practice. Not only can they help you reduce turnover, but they can give your entire team a vision and help them identify what it really means to be a part of your office. And that just makes it a better place to work. When I used to think about core values, I'd picture words like integrity and honesty and reliability, those generic terms you might see painted on the walls of a corporate office or on their annual report. And really, I thought, like I said, that would be nice to have, but it's not really relevant for my team. But about a year ago, I was at the Pediatric CEO Intensive, and there was a lot of talk about core values, and I thought, let me give this a try. So I sat down with my leadership team and said, okay, let's figure out who we are and what we stand for. What came out of that conversation was incredibly eye-opening. It gave me a whole new appreciation for how my team thinks about the way we work together and what we value in each other. Now these core values have become the lens through which we evaluate almost everything we do. And it's been a true game changer for us. Here are a few different ways that I think you can use them in your office with your practice and where they can make a really big difference for you. The first is in evaluating performance. Core values give you a framework to evaluate more than just the results that someone's getting. Sometimes you might have an employee who's really great at their job and is putting up some really great results, but it just doesn't quite fit with the way you work together with your patients or as a team. That's because they don't align with your core values. So defining those values gives you clarity and a way to assess performance that's more than just numbers. It can help recognize success. So when you have great core values, it makes recognition more meaningful. Recognizing someone for embodying a specific value reinforces that identity and also helps illustrate for the entire team what it looks like to have those values in action. So, for example, you might say, wow, you really solved that patient problem today, and you did a great job showing teamwork when you asked for the opinions and the inputs of others. You did a really great job. The flip side is also true. Giving constructive feedback becomes more effective when you tie it to core values. So instead of just pointing out an area where you could improve, if you frame it around the team's shared values, you're saying something like, hey, I know you've been trying to solve this problem with this specific task, but patient-centered care is one of our core values, and I really want you to start thinking about how you are being interpreted or heard by patients. Core values can also really help in the hiring process. Before, I used to meet with a candidate who seemed really great on paper. They had lots of experience, great skills, but something just didn't feel right. It felt off. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but now I realize it's because they didn't align with our core values. So by identifying these traits up front, I can now hire people who are not just skilled at what they do, but also just a really great cultural fit for our team. And that goes a long way towards keeping those team members. Core values can have a huge impact on retention. Turnover is hard. It's disruptive. Hiring and training takes so much time and so many resources. So when you can create a strong identity through your values, your team feels more connected to each other and to the office. They really feel like they're not just doing a job, they're part of something bigger. The sense of belonging can go a really long way in keeping employees engaged and just committed to your office. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on why your office really needs to have core values. And it's not just something that's nice to have, but really something that can make a huge impact in the way that you work. It can strengthen your team and just help your pediatric practice thrive. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you have any questions, or even if you have other ideas for future coffee break topics, please reach out to me. I'd love to cover the issues and the concerns that matter most to you in your practice. Thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. I will see you next time for coffee break.